Good morning, Fanatics. Welcome to Flow with the Markets, volume 194. Iliya here tuning in. It is around hour and 15 minutes into London Open. I intentionally wait a little bit so that we have more data, so that we actually have the manipulation in London happen, and then I can give you a little bit more of a cleaner analysis for the remaining of the day, and of course try to see where potentially the week could go. Although once again, I do this video in order to really teach you, because one of the most important lessons that I've learned over the past few years is to actually not try to predict too much, not try to force the market, and not really try to pick the tops and bottoms, but it's pretty much to flow with the markets and focus on what is happening right now. So this video, we're just going to jump into the market very raw, just having a look at the charts, having a look at the Saturday analysis, what happened on Monday and what we can do today. So without further ado, let's roll the intro and get into it. All right, let's get started. So first of all, I actually want you to have a look at the economic calendar, because we have, let me just make sure I'm on the right screen, because we have a lot of news. Right, this morning we have RBA meeting minutes, then we have a couple of GBP important news right there, CPI for Italy. This will not shake the market much. In 45 minutes we have GDP for the euro. That is very major. Trade balance, economic sentiment surveys, and blah blah blah. Then we have retail sales for USD. Very important. And then very important, CAD CPI. So the CAD CPI is mostly going to react for the CAD, of course, but it could indirectly impact the whole market as well, because due to correlation. So make sure to watch about this as well. We have a speech from the Fed, and we have a speech from Lagarde today. So what I told my team in the morning is, like, we better take it easy today, although we went FOMO on a EURUSD trade and we lost it. Luckily with half risk, I'm going to show you that. So let's get into it, right? So DXY, again, it is currently reacting from this daily zone, right? This is the last daily lower high, daily lower low. We have been in this range for quite a while. We had these massive 2 bullish engulfing candles coming into that zone. And right now it looks like we have already 2 days of a pullback, right? So is this level really gonna hold, or is it just the market reacting in order for it to push up? Well, again, we don't know. Maybe today's retail sales can give us some more data on that and maybe some more momentum. But again, as expected, you can see the market closed pretty much up there. And I was expecting a reaction, and then I'm expecting a continuation. So far this analysis is playing out, but of course it's not playing out because we're not pushing up so far. But like the last range, so we had this massive forward range to the downside. We had a trend change up. What caused the trend change? That is our low, our high, right? So this is currently the range we're trading inside. So yes, let's see. Let's see, we have a push, we're having a pullback right now. Very bearish start this morning, like bearish on Dixie and bullish on everything else. And yes, we're in a massive kind of pullback right now. You can see, like, there is nothing much on the left. We just have this pure massive push. And usually when it's like this, there is no liquidity to take, right? So potentially the market could start seeking like lows like this, let's say. And then when such a low gets taken, right? Because as I explained in my liquidity lesson, those are structural liquidity lows and structural liquidity highs. That is, for example, a lot of people are going to be looking to long from here. So we can expect a reaction, then maybe take it. And then potentially if it aligns bullish, that is where that is when I'm going to be looking for the longs. So let's see. I am still bullish on the dollar. Just because we're having a very nice bearish start does not mean that we're actually going to go bearish. So let's see. But again, we need to have an alignment right now. Yesterday it's like the Dixie kind of lower high, lower low, then actually made a trend change up, then continued down and chop. This morning started very bullish, kind of to manipulate into the highs, then it started very bearish to distribute into the lows. And yes, right now I would expect for us to stop, maybe initiate a pullback and then close, potentially something like this. But again, as I told you, like let's just put up this high, right? This low, to see if it's actually gonna get taken. And if we have a bullish 15-minute alignment within this massive 4-hourly range, which we are actually just today right now on this bearish push, we tapped below the 50%, then I would say confidently we can start looking for some longs. So let's see, my long-term buys on the Dixie is still longs. If I have a bullish 15-minute alignment, I will be looking for longs, which means that potentially EURUSD and the other pairs should be aligning for shorts. And yes, this is the case. This is the last fall high, lower high, lower low. We're pulled back yesterday. We reacted for a little bit, and then this morning we are just expanding, right? We're just expanding. There was a little zone I indicated we could react from, and as you can see, the market perfectly came in to kiss the 50% right there. You can see yesterday we came in to kiss 50% right there. I took a loss right there as well, and right now it just continues to go up. So again, as I said early this week, like on Saturday, I am short on euro, so I'm gonna give my best to go short. Yesterday we took a collective team loss from here. There was a short provided right there, chop, 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 chop. Then it just, like, this manipulation happened at 2:30 when we had the news. And yeah, then it started to range, and pretty much it became choppy. Then this morning, this was a potential liquidity high, but of course we don't know if it's liquidity until we really see that the market is failing to make a new low. Because I thought this could be potentially the lower high on the 4H, and then after this we're gonna start rolling down. So as you can see, what happened this morning is we kind of pushed down, pushed up, and then we started massively rolling down. Liquidity to the upside wasn't yet grabbed, but again, my last valid demand supply zone was here. Sorry, and now I'm not gonna show you, but I told my team, right, the market came in extremely aggressively. It formed perfectly equal highs, and I said, well, I'm gonna skip this trade, right? I'm not gonna take it. But then we went collectively FOMO, because pretty much it was a valid setup. It didn't violate the zone, right? It had the liquidity grab, it had a trend change, the market pulled back and printed this bearish candle, so I actually entered from here, but I had a half risk trade on this one. So I took this one with half risk, because first I said I'm not gonna take it, because these equals, Asian high still here, we're having massive bullish momentum in London Open, so the trade was not high probability, so half risk, stop loss. Very happy with it, but although a little bit FOMO, and yeah, just because I said I'm not gonna take it, I feel a little bit stupid for taking it, but it is what it is. So now we broke structure up. This is our major 50-minute higher low right there, and yeah, pretty much similar to the Dixie. What I'm gonna be looking for right now is for some sort of a sign for reversal. You can see, again, as I told you, there was no liquidity here on the left. There was this zone, right? But as you can see, where the market is driving towards right now, potentially this high, which is something similar we have on the Dixie, right? Which is this low right there. So let's see, like, for example, EU can take the high, but DXY is not required to take out the low. Let's see. But once again, longer term, just looking at the 4H, just looking at the daily as well, it's bearish. So I'm expecting shorts, and hopefully, like today, is gonna push the market, maybe even come into 4-hourly supply, give us tomorrow like a nice 50-minute downtrend, so then we can capitalize on some shorts. So for me so far, one full loss here and one half loss here. So kind of 1.5 losses for the week, but of course we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today's New York session to still trade. So let's see how it's going to develop. But so far, again, I am not really eager to be taking longs on this one, because right now it's actually grabbing liquidity. Right now it's tapping into the highs, and I can start expecting a bearish trend change. But of course, if it pulls back right there and gives a setup, you can take a long, as long as it doesn't take even more liquidity. If it right now continues and taps inside here, all I'm going to be looking for is for a 50-minute bearish alignment, and then for me to potentially take a short. So that's your USD, looking good so far. I like how it moves, but again, it's not amazing, but I feel like we're going to have a good month. So look at this. I mean, as I keep saying, guys, the market opens and it just does something random. As I told you, like here we can expect an immediate flush, or we can like massively push up right there and enter into this big daily demand. Well, the bullish scenario happened. So again, this is all invalid right now, and we're tapping inside this very big daily supply right now. So usually what I would love to see right now, as I have indicated in the analysis, is to have like a 4-hourly time frame shift of structure, but we cannot have this because the 4-hourly time frame aligned here, and technically what caused this alignment is down there. So we are still pretty bullish on this pair. So yeah, I mean, we can be dropping on the 50-minute right now, and for example, you can see here the market took out a high, trend change down, supply, it came into supply, actually held, and right now it's pretty much chopping around, but it still hasn't, oh, it just actually wicked it by very little. Yeah. So yeah, you can see if you took this short yesterday around New York, you pretty much hit TP at the week low. And yes, right now, pretty much similar to EU, it had this last range. It's making a trend change. So I am not loving this whole thing right there. I don't like this thing, so I would look for shorts if we start having some clear downtrend, like say right now it goes on and starts to trend to the downside. That's gonna be good. Or what I would also love to see is maybe for us to get inside the zone again, and then if I get another bearish trend change, then I will still be curious to take a trade, because right now what you see on the FOIC is we're actually forming a valid higher low, so that's a high right now. And if this high gets broken, then this potentially will become our higher low formation, right? And then it's going to be easier for us to have a bearish 4-hourly trend change, because right now, in order for us to wait for a 4-hourly trend change, you have to wait for this low to break, which by that time you can take 100 shorts, right? So AJ, not the best so far. I'm going to wait for the news, and hopefully by tomorrow we're going to have some clean price action, but it's cooking for something. It started very bullish, driving into this daily supply, and let's see how it's going to go on from here. But personally, I would like to see this high taken and then a bearish alignment, and then to potentially take a short. So let's see. And of course, the second scenario will be for us to start massively trending down. Then of course, I'm going to flow with the flow, right? Aussie USD, let's see what's happening right there. So yeah, this one, as I said, it's tapping into massive daily demand right there. It also came in to take this massive liquidity as indicated in the analysis, so we can right now start expecting some bullishness. And as you can see, this one disrespected the 4-hourly high. So what we have technically right now, even if you take wick breaks, well, we have a body break right there. So technically Aussie dollar right now is bullish. That is our range. It's already below 50%. And if you want to draw some sort of a demand zone, I mean, yeah, we can take something like this. It's not entirely valid, but you can see on the FOIC that this one is too small, this one is way too big. So just draw something, right? And we pull back below 50%. And if I drop on the 50-minute time frame, let's check it out. So we came in, we took out the high right there, that we massively aligned down, pull back, lower high, maybe a short right there, but no, too early, 545. Massive breakdown. So currently this is our major lower high, and the market is currently tapping into the lower high. So right now, I mean, where usually I go wrong with my trades is when I tend to follow a lot the 15-minute without knowing, okay, where is the market on the FOIC and where is it on the daily. Right now, this market tapped in the daily zone. It aligned bullish on the FOIC. It already pulled back below 50% on the FOIC. It got liquidity from here, right? So this one has a very high chance to reverse into the upside. But again, in order for me to have a long trade, I need to see this one to break right there. And right now you can be going on to the 1 minute and taking a short trade, potentially. Okay. But in this case, you can think logical and you can say, well, 4-hourly is up. We pull back below 50%. So we're technically making the 4-hourly higher low, and we can go up for a new 4-hourly higher high. So with that being said, you can try to take a short from here, but there is a very high chance we're going to break this level. And then of course you have to wait for a pullback, and hopefully it's going to give you a pullback and a long trade towards this new high right there on the FOIC. So let's see. I mean, Aussie dollar, technically it's bullish on the FOIC. It's also bullish on the daily. It has grabbed lots of liquidity on the FOIC. It's aligning bullish on FOIC. So there is a lot of confidence for the market to go up, right? Which does not resonate a lot with Dixie, because we also think that Dixie could eventually go up. So of course, let's see, but that is Aussie dollar. Currently, you can take a little short, but of course, long term, I do expect this one to go long this week. But again, I never do weekly analysis because you never know what's going to happen. So again, focus on the day. Today, if we have a bullish alignment, I will be looking for a long trade based on all the bullish sentiment we're having right now on the higher time frames. Aussie yen. Let's see. So this one taps inside this supply. And yeah, this one is all internal right now, which is why I didn't like it. I remember. Yeah. Yeah, well, here we aligned bullish. We came back, tapped into demand, and we're reacting right now. But where is the market? Well, it's kind of nowhere. Well, this is our range. There is 50%. We did below 50. We pushed above. We're back into 50. I don't like this, AJ. Yesterday, pushed up, down, up. And right now, it's also kind of bearish, similar to Aussie dollar. Exact the same price action. There is the last valid range right there. You can look for a short, but again, the bias is overall bullish, so you don't want to be looking for shorts too much. So AJ, I would focus more on AU. I just don't like this one, and I don't see any kind of good confluences for either shorts or longs. It's in a big daily range and in a big kind of hourly range. From the low to this high, it pulled back. So yeah, technically it should be going on to attack this high because we're bullish on Forex, but also we're bearish coming in from here. So again, what is gonna prevail? We don't know. But again, as I keep saying, follow 15-minute, follow the intraday trend, and try to align the intraday trend with the macro trend, which is on the Forex. So right now, preferably, I would like to take longs. Why? Because the hourly is longs. So that's AJ, nothing so far. NU. Okay, NU is giving us a deep pullback. You can see I had a little zone right there that I potentially expecting the market to react. But again, yeah, pretty much Monday came in, reacted for a little bit, but then it just keeps carrying on to the upside. Well, that's good. That's good. We're just bearish, and the higher it gets, the better it is, because then we can, of course, target the new lower low right there. But when you have a massive hourly range like this, I don't like it because there is no hourly zones. And this whole thing right there took lots of liquidity from these lows right there. So it can start initiating a bigger pullback. So yeah, in this case, you can just flow with a 15-minute. I mean, yesterday broke up, broke down, chopped, ended up bullish. Today, similar to everything else, massive flush down. And of course, at the end, it ends up making a trend change. And right now it's bullish. And this is the valid higher low. So it just looks bullish right now. We don't have any signals for sells overall. Yesterday bullish, today looks like it's gonna finish bullish. So maybe around Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we can start getting the shorts if the overall market sentiment changes as well. Like if the DXY starts going, if Euro starts going like in the hard time frame direction, then we can expect like a chain reaction of everything. But yeah, right now we can look for a breakup right there, break up, pull back, and then you just keep following like the valid 50-minute higher lows and higher highs. Not looking to trade this one. It just doesn't interest me. It's not a great on the Forex, but again, it's currently bullish. So if I'm looking for any trades, it would be longs. But of course, first of all, I need to see some clear 50-minute trend and some clean 50-minute higher lows that I can potentially long from. So that's NU. Nothing so far that catches my eye. Probably NJ is gonna be the same. Yeah, well, look at this. This one actually shifted bullish on Forex. So that was a valid higher low, lower high, it broke. We have a very nice demand right there, which is kind of the flip zone. So it reacted, then it flipped. But my major hourly higher low is here, according to me. Very macro bias is bullish. Yeah, look at this. We're in daily demand as well. So this has a lot of confluences for it to go long. We're right now tapping inside this demand zone, but unfortunately the 50-minute is still bearish because we have that exact same range, which is right there. So again, I mean, this is long bias. Numerous things could happen. We can maybe even come down again right there and align bullish, or we can break up here, pull back, and then, for example, try to take a long. There are my two scenarios for today, and pretty much that's it, right? You just gotta wait and flow with whatever happens, because again, anything could happen, and the real skill is to actually read the market live. Let's check out UJ. Well, opened a bit bullish, but then it ended in a big chop. I don't like UJ as well because it's in the middle of nowhere. So like this is the hourly low, that's the hourly high according to me. And it's exactly in the middle right now. And I mean, you can start flowing with the 50-minute. Like you can see yesterday, you're pretty much gonna lose because broke up, broke down. Maybe you're short from here, you got a stop loss. Then the next trend change happened right there. That's the supply, and maybe you're right now running a very big short that is just choppy, and then this is our 50-minute low. So immediately looking at UJ, I don't like it. So I'm looking for, or I'm just skipping the pair. I'm looking for something else. I mean, the hourly time frame is nowhere right now. If you draw like from the high to the low, we are kind of a little bit above 50%. We pushed. I could expect a pullback a little bit, and then maybe a continuation higher. I don't know, but looking at the DXY's bearishness, this one should pull back a little bit before maybe making a move to the upside. But currently, I just don't like it. I don't like Monday. I don't like Tuesday. So guess what? Next pair. UCAD. That's the pair I never get right. So yeah, you can see there was a little base right there, but this is not a valid demand zone because this is the high, this is the low. We're still bearish on UCAD. And it looks like we are rolling a little bit to the downside. So on the 50-minute yesterday came in, took out this high, then aligned bearish, and then it just started rolling. Well, you can take a short from here, then you can take a short from here. Whoa, this one gave 3 shorts. Okay, I might take my words back for UCAD. Like, this one made 3 valid 50-minute lower highs, and all of them got respected, and all of them actually made a new lower low and gave a TP. So it's very good. And here was the last lower one. Yo, UCAD looks like insane this week. So Mihai, if you're watching this, let me know if you crushed all of those trades, because that looks very, very good. I mean, here, this was the last 50-minute high, 50-minute low, chop, 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 taps inside, boom, break structure lower. So that's the last one right now. It's very big, so I would personally wait for a new one to form, lower high, lower low, and then potentially try to follow the new one. So UCAD, absolutely nice. Absolutely nice. I love it. I mean, I really miss ranges like this forming on EU, for example, without making like a TC up and down, up and down, up and down. So really nice. Hopefully some of you guys capitalize on these beautiful shorts, because once again, we are just bearish on the 4H. For hourly high, for hourly low, we could be traveling all the way down. So let's see. UCAD, short bias. Keep following the 50-minute. GU... Well, GU has this hourly lower high, it pushed down, pulls back all the way up, and we had a massive reaction. Like, look at this hourly candle. It looks super funny. Yeah. It came inside the supply, took out liquidity. Yesterday, it was a very nice long day. You could have longed a couple of trades yesterday, although looking at it, probably there is no setup because it did not pull back towards 50-minute demand zones. And right now, just chop, 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 massively flush down. And there is the lower high. So similar to everything else, massive flush down, massive pump up. I don't know if it's gonna hold. EURUSD did not hold this setup. So let's see. I mean, we can definitely shift up, come in to grab some more liquidity above this high. And then, of course, see if this hourly lower high supply is gonna hold. So let's see. There is no setup on GU right now. I mean, you could be dropping on the 1 minute to be looking for sells right now. I personally wouldn't, because look at this. Like, this is what stopped me today from taking a EU short, but I still took it. Right? Look at this. Right? So it, where did this go? Yeah, so it massively pushed down and massively pushed up. So this is pretty much a V shape. This one, yes, of course, to me it was a break, but again, in hindsight, it was a liquidity grab. It took out Asian low, and then it went against to grab the other side, right? But to me at that time, this was a break, so I just followed the 50-minute. That's it. That's how my strategy is. Sometimes I become victim of liquidity, but of course, if I'm on the right side of liquidity, which is of course something that I'm working on right now, then of course it works absolutely amazing. So GU right now, I would wait for this one to make a TC. I will wait for more liquidity. And then if we get some sort of an alignment right there inside, then of course I can look for a short trade. So let's see, still bearish on 4H, but it looks like it wants to flip because we're also bullish on the daily. So let's see. But right now I don't like it. So looking for something more. GJ, fresh supply, it just got smacked. Right, so Monday opens, boom. On the open, you just got a violated supply. Well, that's pretty cool. Where is the delete? So if I just delete all of this, then we'll have a 4-hourly trend change. That is the valid higher low formation. That is the valid demand higher low. And right now we pull back below 50%. So right now, if we get a bullish 50-minute alignment, then longs could be in play. But again, similar to everything else, the long is right there. So we gotta wait for this one to break, pull back, and then potentially continue going higher. So it also took very nice liquidity just below the 50%, which is great. So let's see. I mean, GU and GJ look very, oh, there we go. There's your trend change. So right now you can try to take a long, although this is not a valid demand right there. Yep, it's not valid. So I'm just not gonna be trading. I'm gonna look for the GDP incoming right now, for the news coming in today, and then probably tomorrow I'm gonna strike with some cleaner price action. So GJ, very nicely bullish looking on the macro time frame. Let's see how it's gonna roll. Goat, lower high, lower low, lower high right there. traveling towards the new lower low. It has been quite a while, right? But this morning it just opened and it just boom, flushed, right? Currently in a pullback. So, I mean, you can try to take a short, but I don't like taking shorts without having a zone. And like the last zone is right there. So you can try to short it personally, wait for a break, retest, and then potentially go for it. And again, your target is right there. Oh no, sorry, your target is right there, because that is the hourly lower low, and this is where potentially we might be traveling to. So gold, same bias remains. Yesterday did nothing. Today it just opened and it flushed. So let's see if we can actually continue following it to the downside, but currently no valid lower highs. US 30 no trades for me still this week because it's still in the same range. So if I just drop on the 50-minute still, this is my 50-minute high, this is my 50-minute low. The market on Friday gave a short, failed to break. We pull back, could have gotten a short, right there, but again, this is not according to my plan because I need liquidity to be grabbed. And I mean, this high is weak. Why? Well, because it failed to cause a new low. So I was actually looking yesterday to have a look at this high taken as a liquidity and then to take a short, but no, came in, rejected massively, and right now is just floating in the middle. So for me, US 30, until it breaks this low or it comes in to take out this high, I am not trading it. So no trades on US 30. NASDAQ, I don't even look at NASDAQ. I don't trade it. I was looking for a deeper pullback, but no, the market just started massively rolling up. And there we go. Already a 4-hourly breakout structure up. And we have a new higher low formation. And we got to move our demand to, let's just say something like this. Okay. So yeah, right now it just took out a massive 4-hourly high. So you can expect some sort of a pullback, right? So you can look for a trend change down, one short, tap into demand, bullish alignment, and then continue going higher. So that could be some sort of an outlook on NASDAQ. But again, knowing indices, they're very, very, very mad. S&P as well, tapping inside the zone. Yesterday, it came very nicely into the zone. Maybe could have gotten a short right there. Then it came back again. And right now it's just rolling down. So not trading indices right now. I pretty much trade only US 30. So no trades on US 30, no trades on SPX as well. Yeah, Bitcoin, not looking at it, right? Not trading Bitcoin. So this is how I want to wrap it up, guys. Again, DXY right now, it's bullish on the 4H. We're currently in a very nice pullback on the 4H. So let's see if it's going to grab some liquidity and then maybe give us a long. Same thing with EURUSD. There it is actually taking out that high as projected, right? Took it out. So right now, all we have to wait for is for it to align bearish and take a short. Or guess what? You can also keep taking longs because maybe this week is going to be bullish. We never know. So if the market keeps going up, then don't fight it. Go with it, right? So that's EU currently bullish. EJ also shifted bullish, but I don't like the JPYs right now. Aussie Dollar also, like, it has so many confluences to go long, so be careful with the shorts. NU as well broke up, but we need to see a valid range for this one to get taken. USDJPY, I'm skipping it. UCAD, lovely development this week. GU also, I don't like it. It feels like it might turn bullish on 4H, so give this one some time. And the gold, hopefully you can get some shorts towards the new lower low. But looking at the overall vibe of this market this week, it's bullish, right? So bearish dollar and bullish everything else. So let's see how it's gonna go. All right. So Fanatics, wrapping it up here. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and talk to you on my next video, and have a crushing week. Follow your plan, and again, flow with the markets.